Hello, House of Metamorphosis Tribe. Welcome back to the channel where we're transforming hairdressers from the inside out. And today, the topic, the juicy topic, is mission and purpose. It's an interesting one, this one, for hairdressers, because we go into hairdressing going, I'm going to become the best stylist or the best colorist or the best cutter. And that's usually the mission that we're on, to accomplish becoming the best at a skill in our industry, or, wholly becoming a well-rounded, featured hairdresser in every aspect of the work that we do, the craft that we have. But we never really, I notice with my mentoring, we never really focus on the fact that you could actually have a mission in working with people that's beyond their hair. And that could be your purpose as to why you chose hairdressing in the first place. But you never really realize that until you do some deep soul work. And, all my work here, if you haven't really embraced or captured the essence of what it is that I do and why I'm doing it, this is my mission and purpose that I'm bringing to the table here today. And if you've noticed in the last couple of videos, I'm actually coming back to grassroots with our conversation here at the House of Metamorphosis, because I feel like, constantly it's very important to go back to the foundations of why you're doing what you're doing. And I suppose I'm there right now. I'm back in, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I love what I'm doing? And is it fulfilling me? And, the answer is absolutely yes. Because it's my mission, I believe, to support hairdressers to find meaning and purpose beyond the hair with their work. Because we're in an interpersonal business. We're in a relationship business. That's the business we are really in. And there's the dynamics of relationship building and interpersonal, engagement is so much more than the hair. And you might not know it or not, that you chose hairdressing because of the interpersonal aspect of it. Or you chose hairdressing because you really loved connecting with people, like it was beyond just the interpersonal and relational, but you like serving people. So talking about the empath, the empath that likes to serve people, to take care of people, to heal people. And you might not even be aware that that is why you chose to be in this industry from a deeper soul level, as to why you chose hairdressing. Out of all the vocations in the world, you chose hairdressing to be it for you. And I inspire and invite you in this moment to, pull out, after this video, pull out your journal and have a little reflective moment with yourself and ask yourself the question, why is it I chose hairdressing? And just sit with and ponder with that question and see what surfaces for you. See what messages your internal landscape actually presents for you. And you might be quite surprised, but you'll start getting an emergence of answers coming from within you, and you'll start going, wow, there is a deeper reason. There is something deeper here. And this, I suppose, this invitation into looking at mission and purpose today is to sort of open up your internal body to realize that there is more moving you in the work that you do, the connections that you make, the relationships that you build, than just cutting and coloring hair. It's so much more than that. And I discovered that, more than 25 years ago, I discovered that in my work, because I chose to move away from hairdressing for a little while and became a therapist for a while, which I've shared, won't get into the story, because I had a moment, a catalytic moment in my chair where a client had a nervous breakdown or an emotional eruption, more importantly. in my chair, which exposed to me the lack of skills and tools that I had to really work with people, and that I was so unqualified to be dealing with the emotional landscape and the psychological landscape of any person sitting in my chair, because I was unqualified to do so. So I went on that journey to explore becoming a therapist and qualifying as a therapist, and actually so that I felt, I suppose, empowered and able to meet clients' psychological lenses and emotional lenses in the chair, and brought hairdressing back in, but with substance. So what we do, what I've discovered through that journey myself, is there's so much substance to the work that we do. And it's all based on the fact that we're working human to human. And when a human to human is actually working in the same field, alchemy is created, magic is created. And I wonder, pose once again this question. I wonder if deeply what moved you to become a hairdresser beyond the craft of hairdressing was the fact that you felt you had something to serve humanity with. And and that is your purpose. That was your mission. That's what, on a deep soul level, that's what led you into this field. Now, apart from beauty therapists and nail technicians and wax technicians, they're also in the touch industry. The touch industry is the only industry in the world that it has a license to touch other people. People come to you knowing that they consent to being touched by you, on the parts that they've actually booked in for. So hairdressers have a clear consent, a license, an open license consent to touching people's heads. And this is quite special, the mission. I just want to bring back, the purpose behind our work. And maybe by me talking about this, it might trigger an awakening as to why you chose this potentially. Now, let's take a look at the head and the really important, I suppose, the very special parts of the head here. And I'm going to say a couple of spiritual words here, so don't get blown off by it. But we have, we're at the crown, and we know this in hairdressing as to be the crown of the head, where we're actually working at the top of the head, and there are certain things that we can and we can't do with the hair on the crown, right? Based on the shape of the face, shape of the head, and the type of hair that we're working with. We also have here the third eye. Now, this is where the pineal gland is, and it's a very sensitive spot where it receives information through insight, in deliverable insight. So whether you're aware of it or not, when you're working with somebody in a very close proximity, and I'm only going to talk about those two for now. I mean, we do have the throat, and we have the vocal cords as well that we're working with in a power center, where, the power to speak, the power to receive, the power to be heard. Like, there's so much, the power to smell, the power to see, there's so many. And we learn all of these aspects through the sensory body and Evolve, which is why the sensory body is such a prime factor in the first part of the initiation program in Evolve, is understanding how your senses really work and factor into the communication landscape that you're in with yourself and with another in a dynamic, and how these sensory aspects of yourself factor in. And coming back to it, so your mission, your purpose here could potentially be that this attraction to hairdressing is about how you see or perceive other people in the world. You're dealing with their identity. You're dealing with personalities. You're dealing with reflection, and you're dealing with transformation. And that they are the psychological foundations of the hairdressing. Just this is simple psychology of a few aspects of the psychological landscape that we really deal with in the hairdressing field. And these elements are not small elements at all to ignore. They're the fundamental essence of the potential deeper calling that called you into this vocation. And I really encourage you today to sort of like pull out your journal or a notepad or something and ask yourself the question, what really attracted me to come into hairdressing and choose it as a vocation? What is your passion about it? What do you love? Like some hairdressers that I work with absolutely love transforming clients. They really love seeing, a client's face light up with excitement and joy as to the new transformation that they've just, experienced with you. And bringing light, bringing newness to people. I mean, this all falls under the category of transformation and transforming people. And, when we go into Evolve, we're looking at transformation from the inside out, which is what we talked about last week, transforming people from the inside out. And what that really is all about, because that's what we're really doing here, transforming people from the inside out. And I wonder, once again, check it out. See what called you into hairdressing beyond the hair. See what is your primary attraction to this industry and why you've chosen this as your career, as your life's work. I mean, if you're doing this every day and it's your career, you're doing this for many hours of your life. So there is purpose behind why you've chosen it beyond the hair. The hair is an aspect, but the hair is also attached to a person, and that person has characteristics, authenticity, personality, identity that you're working with as well. So what is a psychological factor that's drawn you into this? What has really attracted you into this industry? I love this for today. It's just simple and sweet, but we're talking about mission and purpose so that you can explore what your mission and purpose is with hairdressing and what that really is beyond the chair for you. And if you're really curious about what it is that I'm talking here about and, talking about on this channel at period full stop, please go to houseofmetamorphosis.au/evolve and check out the Evolve curriculum and all the content that's available for you to study. Enrollments are actually opened now for 2027. So if you're curious about wanting to know more, please book in a free discovery call with me on the Evolve page at the House of Metamorphosis, and let's have a 15-minute chat and see whether Evolve is a right fit for you. Beyond that, if you just love this content and you're enjoying hearing these messages, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel so it may grow and people can be reached with this content. I look forward to speaking to you once again, tribe, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Speak to you soon.